Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us at this year's Carolyn Rovee-Collier Mentor Award and Mentoring Conversation. I'm here with this year's award winner, Dr. Martha Ann Bell.
Thank you.
Um, Although this is pre-recorded, it is being aired during the scheduled program time, and both Martha Ann and I will be here at our computers ready to have some sort of mentoring discussion that's ongoing during this. So please type away as you're watching this. Now, ISDP is the home of many great scholars and mentors, and this award is an opportunity to recognize some of the enduring impact that our members have had on the careers and the lives of our early investigators. Now, Carolyn Rovee-Collier is best known for her work on early learning and memory, but ISDP was one of her favorite societies. She loved its small size, the cross-species dialogue, as well as her opportunity to interface with early career scholars. To Carolyn, if you were at ISDP, it didn't matter what lab you're in, or even what stage of your career you were at, she was ready and there to mentor. Now, I have a unique vantage point as being Carolyn's former grad student, as well as Martha Ann's former postdoc. And I can tell you that Martha Ann embodies what this award is about. What's really remarkable about Martha Ann is her genuine kindness and compassion combined with her strong intellect and her interpersonal skills. She can challenge students to think critically without ever making them feel like they're being put on the spot. So here's our opportunity to find out how she does it. Thank you, Martha Ann, for joining us.
Kimberly, thank you. And I am so grateful to be receiving the Carolyn Rovee-Collier Mentor Award from ISDP. I'm grateful to you for organizing the efforts to get me nominated, organizing current and former lab students. So thank you. Thank you for that. I'm truly honored and grateful.
Well, it's not often that mentees get a way to recognize our mentors, and that's one of the great things about this award. So, so let's get started, and it's always nice to start at the beginning. So, Martha Ann, what mentors did you have, and how did they influence you and your mentoring style?
That's a great question, because I think that's the key, is that we gather information from the mentors that we have. I had amazing mentors at a small undergraduate institution I went to. There were a set of women in the department, female faculty members, who were so adamant and so sincere and worked so hard at mentoring the undergraduate students in my department, and I benefited from that immediately. And at a very formative time, you know, when you're 18 to 22, lots of things that happen to you stick. So the mentoring of those amazing female faculty members was really critical to my development, especially as a first-generation college student and having never been around women who were educated, who had college degrees, who had graduate degrees, who were PhDs, was an amazing experience for me. So that's where it started, getting mentored, being mentored as an undergrad. And as a grad student, as a non-traditional grad student, several years later, being mentored by someone I consider a master mentor in graduate school, Nathan Fox, was a remarkable experience. Nathan taught me how to mentor adults, which is a very different experience than mentoring undergraduates. He showed us by example that every graduate student is different and everyone needs something different, and how to mentor everyone so that they achieved their goals. So I benefited tremendously from his mentorship, and I continue to benefit to this day.
It's funny that you say that, because it reminds me a lot about your research, which does focus on individual differences in temperament and how that kind of crosses the line here with mentoring as well.
You know what? That's exactly right. Some students, I was having a great conversation with a grad student this afternoon, and she said to me, are all of these meetings that you have with us the same? And I said, oh no, they're all different. And in this day of Zoom, we're having lots of one-on-one meetings. I said, every meeting, every grad student has a different type of meeting because they all are not only at a different point in their graduate student careers, but they need something different. And the type of mentoring not only is determined by their time in the program, whether they're just starting or whether they're a senior grad student or whether they're a postdoc, but also just individual differences. It's, as you said, it's that temperament perspective coming through. Everyone needs something different. And I think that's a valuable aspect of mentoring, to recognize that and to understand and appreciate that not one size fits all.
And I think a lot of our members are wondering, in your opinion, what are some of the characteristics of an effective mentor? I know you've touched on some of them already.
I think the two things that just popped in my head, one is being flexible. And I think that's what I've been talking about, is being flexible and just appreciating that each student, each mentee needs something different. I think another characteristic of a good mentor is to be willing to develop as a mentor, to continually learn mentoring techniques and to listen to what people say about mentors and to tuck away those tidbits like, oh, that sounds like a great thing to do. Ooh, that sounds like that's something I could use that could work with students I have. So just keep evolving as a mentor. And I think it's also a tip to be a successful mentor is to realize that mentoring happens in the day-to-day. It's not some big, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk and this is a mentoring experience. Mentoring is a day-to-day process, and it happens in the small moments, in the small words, in the small comments that happen that may seem to me like a comment in passing, but to one of my students may be just the right thing said at the right time. So I guess we're up to 3 or 4. The fourth point is just to be mindful that there are always opportunities for mentoring, and it doesn't have to be a formal sit down, we're going to have a serious talk type of experience.
No, that's a great point. And then especially we have a lot of early career members probably watching this, whether it's graduate students or postdocs. And for someone who's like mentoring their first students, whether it's undergrads or grad students, do you have any tips for them?
Oh, that's great. I think the best thing to do is think about all the mentoring experiences that you've had. What you found to be helpful for you, why you liked those particular types of mentoring experiences, and to start there. And then over time, it's more of a try this, try that, trial and error sort of thing. So the main thing is just put yourself into your students' shoes. Think about how this would feel or how this type of interaction would come across if I were the one receiving that type of interaction or that type of feedback. And then just look for those cues. Make sure that your mentees know that you're open and available for feedback and that you want that feedback from them. Ask them what they need. They'll tell you what they need. Eventually, maybe brand new students first thing will not tell you what they need, but eventually as you develop a relationship with that mentee, it can be more of a give and take situation.
Such good points. Many of us have talked about channeling our inner Martha Ann when we talk about mentoring, and that answer kind of captured a lot of our thoughts. Well, I think we're running out of time, so thank you so much, Martha Ann, for your time. And again, Martha Ann is here right now while you're watching this, if you're watching it with the program, so type away and you can ask some more tidbits. Thank you guys, and I hope you're having a good conference.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.